Sp4zie commentary and plenty.
Hello YouTube, Sp4zie coming right at you with another commentary. Today we're playing Gragas in the jungle. A little bit of a flavor of the couple of months now. After his scaling on his W being a little bit higher damage towards the mobs in the jungle, he has become a very potent little beast in there. And usually you play him a little bit defensive. What I ended up enjoying the most is actually going 21-9-0 for a bit of more damage in there. And then the rune page is going to be a hybrid pen marks for the auto attack damage and the magic damage from your abilities. Flat armor, seals and quints. For a nice amount of sustain and tankiness towards those jungle creeps, and then some scaling magic resists glyphs on there. Now, starting off straight away, you're gonna see that I'm getting quite low here. It's because I'm not popping my potion, and I'm also, you know, playing the jungle route a little bit bad. I'm still trying to figure this guy out while I'm playing this game. So I'm by far not a Gragas master when I'm playing this game, but I do think that I'm able to display some of his strengths and weaknesses. I'm looking to gank mid. I get a little bit of a ward vision there. I know that he has that ward, that's good to know. Get yourself a drink, guys. I've got a cup of coffee. So one thing that you'll notice straight away that I'm doing a little bit wrong on Gragas is that I'm not that keen on using his W, because I'm playing on an older patch in my head where the W actually slows Gragas. That's not how it is anymore, and I know that, but I still feel like it's a trade-off when I'm moving towards the target. You should always be using that W, and I'm not. So you're gonna see that I do that a lot in this game. So for instance, here I should definitely use the W as I go in. Instead I go in, that stun is actually gonna connect, which is gonna result in us getting a kill. Smock a little barrel on top of his face, and that's a dead Yasuo. And as you guys know, I love seeing my Yasuo's dead. That is so nice. Then I'm gonna do a little rotatas fritas down bottom straight away. And again, a very good example of me not using the W correctly. As I move in here, this is when I should be popping my W, but I feel like I don't want to lose gap with these guys. I want to be able to E in, so I go in and then I pop my W. And again, that's just not how you want to play Gragas. You want to be using that W because it's a lot of damage. Even though you won't be maxing it first, you're still going to be doing a smuck ton of damage with it. Just go out and try it out and you'll see. Building-wise, we're going to be... Building-wise? Is it building? I don't know. We're going to be building him pretty defensively, which is usually what you want to go when you go Gragas jungle. Unless you have a super tanky setup elsewhere, you might consider going aggressive. But, I mean, you'll be able to do way more as a tanky Gragas in the jungle, and you'll see that in this particular game as well. A little bit of a weird trade. We do get the kill on the Jinxie, but Morgana has to sacrifice her life for it. When I come back, I see that I have, there seems to be a ward there, so I'm gonna do the old sneakeroo, sneak around here, do the E over the wall, and then see if this might not be warded. So I go in, I see that Victor uses all of his abilities, which is a good sign, because then Yasuo usually goes in, he does, but I find Evelyn there, a little bit unlucky, a weird little swappy-roo there with the dashes, and nothing really happens. As you can see, I'm building the Sunfire Cape version of the Jungler item. It's gonna allow you to get that nice clearing speed whilst also remaining tanky and also doing some nice damage. And then I'm doing a little rotation bottom because I think that, you know, I want to punish them for using all the summoners last fight. Eve does it before me and actually capitalizes on it. I should probably have E'd on Nami there and then try and get out. Instead, I just use a Q and go E on Jinx and I just die for it. So, meh, a little bit sad. So, in terms of Gragas in the jungle, one of his other strengths is that he has the sickest of sustains with his passive, in my opinion. Like, it's so crazy. I don't even smite that red because I want to smite these to get vision, which I do, and I see that there's no vision here. I have actually snuck in here very nicely, so I'm going to wait it a little bit, use my W here in prematurely, I think. Yeah, that's good, that's okay, you can do that. Waiting for his dash, and he actually flashes my E here, which is fine, but it only delays the inevitable, which is the death. All Nasus, that kill. All Nasus, well played. Taking a sip of that coffee. Guys, I need to just remind you that if you're from North Sweden, somewhere around PITEÅ or close by so you can, like, you know, get there, on this Wednesday, I'm doing a little bit of a talk there in PITEÅ with Clara Henry, Swedish vlogger, and if you are able to get there, that'd be amazing. It's gonna be free, so you can just sit and hear us talking about our jobs and what tips and tricks we've got, and we're also gonna have a meetup before it at 3 o'clock, so make sure you check out the description if you're from North Sweden or if you can get there, because that'd be awesome. I want as many of you guys to be there as possible because it's gonna be cool. As you can see, we pretty much punished Eve there. I used my W inefficiently as well, but, you know, we got the kill. And now I want to do the Drake, but I see that bottom is now recalling the bottom lane, enemy bottom lane. So if we can get a kill here in mid, I know that that is going to be a Drake for sure. So I go in, Victor flashes out, which is good, because he doesn't die. Again, I should be using my W there before I go in, but, you know, it's enough anyways. I hope that I'm getting this W point through, so you guys don't do what I'm doing in this video. As a reminder, I'm still learning this champion. So now there's a dragon. Another strong point of Gragas is that he has a very good amount of control with the buffs because of his burst potential with his Q, R, and smite combo, which is just it's huge amount of damage even if you're building tanky, and it's always good having that on a jungler. Coming back now, we're finding Eve in the jungle, and I have my full cider, whatever it's called, jungler item built. I do derp my ult completely, which is a little bit bad, which actually turns this fight quite sour already. I do have my E coming up here, and I could use it defensively to take less damage, but I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if I can re-engage. I do see Victor coming in. I go for it, smack Jinx on the face with a barrel, and then we have a nice teleport from Nasus coming in here, which is gonna turn this fight completely. He goes in, wither the Eve, and gets the kill there, and we cut them off very nicely here. I go in, hit both of them with my EQ combo, smack the Nami, and then I retreat just to make sure that I don't die. And that's going to be a nice pickup from us. Here, notice this mistake. I do not see the minions, so my E gets cancelled there. And if I was in range with the Q, we might even have picked up the kill on Jinx there. So you got to make sure to keep your eyes on where you're at, and you don't derp that E. But it turned out pretty nicely for us, I'd say, even though it was a little bit of a derp ult from me as well. As you can see, I'm building that righteous glory, because if there's one thing that I like when I play Gragas, it's getting that as a second item. You'll see why in a couple of seconds, but man, it's great. Here I'm looking constantly at the minimap. I see that Nasus is moving down. I get the ping. So here I'm just like sustaining the fight here. I'm just standing here. I definitely don't want Yasuo to get close to Victor. He does a nice little dash and gets there anyways and kills him. A little bit unfortunate. We do pick up this kill on the tree. And I should definitely have E'd here straight away onto the Yasuo. But instead I derp my Q and then I sort of like try and catch up with him. But he's gonna get away because he's Yasuo and he's stupid. So that's sad. I should have gone straight away for him. Would have been a better choice. Delicious. But we're getting quite tanky. We're getting there. We're in a good spot. You can see that I'm dueling the Eve a little bit, and with the Morgana Black Shield, you're gonna see me having a very free amount of engaged opportunity. And as you can see, the strength of Gragas coming out here, smiting the red when he's low HP, and his passive is gonna allow me to do a rotation in the jungle, even though I was like at 2% HP, now I'm almost full. So another nice example of how good Gragas is in the jungle in terms of his sustain. Dragon is coming up. We want to fight it straight away because we do have the timer. I do have my Righteous Glory activated. Even though Vayne is top right now, which is a little bit weird, I'm still confident picking this fight, and I want to make sure I do it before they're organized and stuff. Nami uses her bubbles, so I just want to go in, I activate my Righteous Glory, I just do everything that I can to this Jinx. Ult is a little bit meh. It could have gone closer to Victor so he could have followed up with a silence. But as it turns out, I'm still just zoning this. I'm just going in, doing a lot of damage, soaking as much damage as possible. Might not have looked like I got much done, but it ended up with Victor getting a nice ult off, picking up a kill on Eve, and following up with a nice beam on Jinx, and that is going to be a double kill. Meanwhile, Nasus is smacking the tree across the face with his cane, and that is going to be another kill and a free Drake. So as you can see, there's a lot, once you get ahead, once you get a little bit tanky, with the Righteous Glory, there's a lot of engaged potential that you can do, and you definitely want to try and utilize it, and make sure that your team realizes that you're about to go in, and you're about to just soak as much damage as possible, and if you're doing your things correctly, you're also able to pick out the carries and set them up for nice combos for your team. That's what Gragas is all about when you play him in the jungle in this way. And it's a lot of fun. There's a weird brawl going on, top, and I kind of want to take this blue because I know that there's no jungler here, so I do have the smite advantage. And another nice point of Gragas is that his Q reveals terrain, so when you pop it in there like that, you can just, see everything and do a little nice smite, get the blue, and this tree is going to be mighty mad at me for this, which is understandable. I mean, it's a blue buff. You want that for yourself. The blue addiction on me is too strong. So he actually goes for a flash engage here. Now, honestly, I think I could have ulted him into the turret there. I played the rather safe than sorry here, but I don't think he would have been able to kill me. I might have been able to pick up the kill even. Coming back now, I do have that Giant Spelt for the Randuin's Omen coming out. And it's just to defend me against Jinx, to make sure that I can stay on her face for as long as possible. After that, I'm going to build some magic resist, because there's a lot of AoE magic going on in their team. That I'm going to take damage no matter how I do. big mistake coming out here. I was typing that we should engage, and I thought that after red, Vayne would come to us. But instead, we go in 4v5. I ulted the tank, which I honestly don't think is a bad idea if we would have been 5 people here. But we're not, and I didn't realize that. And we just go in and completely die here. We get decimated by their team because we picked the wrong fight. And that is totally on me, I feel, because like I typed and I just assumed people would follow me, but Vayne totally went top and I should have looked at the minimap and realized, hey, it would have been good to engage here, but we can't. So a big mistake there, and it actually turns the game around a little bit, and now it's pretty much... it's not a face roll anymore, so it's we had to focus now the next couple of fights. They rush a Baron here, which surprises me completely. As you can see there, I went for the jungle clear instead. And accordingly, Nasus is going to teleport in, mop up a kill, and get killed himself. But he does half of Jinx's HP with his Q, I think, so that's a good sign. Victor cleans him up, uses the shield on his Q. I jump in there, and Eve's just like, oh, I want to duel you. I'm like, okay. I'm fine with that. I'm full HP. I can smack you with my W, and Morgana can pick up the kill like that. And we're actually all gonna survive here, which is cool. So that was okay. They sort of derped their advantage. They were a little bit greedy. If they just would have fought back, gotten the tower, and then a couple of buffs, that would have been better for them. Now instead, we sort of like evened it out a little bit again. I have my Randers now, and I typed to my team here that even though the Drake is spawning, it's just respawn. Please try and not fight until I'm there, because it's a 4v5. Don't do what I did, sort of that thing. But Vayne is gonna tumble aggressively there and flash out, and it's just like, okay, the fight is apparently on. So I'm arriving late. Both of our carries die here, but Eve dies as well. It's looking pretty grim, but as I can see the opening on Jinx, I flash and engage and smack her, and that is going to be a kill, so it's actually not too bad. Nasus is still alive and doing a lot of damage. I tried to ult Yasuo away from Morgana there or something like that, I don't know. Didn't succeed, but as it turns out, we can mop up this tree, bonk. So we actually come out ahead in that fight, 3-4, I think? Math, yeah, there you go. And we actually get the Drake also, so... didn't turn out as badly, but if we would have fought 5v5 there, I think that we will probably have won the fight in a more convincing manner. But we get a Drake, that's good. Nice. But Nasus gets the Drake. That's not as nice, but hey, I'm a knob. So here we're just running around a little bit. We're just trying to look for picks. Nasus is splitting bottom, which is fine. We're strong enough to handle it for now, I think. Here, Eve is just gonna pop out of the shadows and be all like greedy, and I want to kill Victor, but like Victor is strong and I'm strong. Why would you engage 2v1 like that? But she did. I kind of want to go in here, but then we think better of it, and we just, you know, turn back, and, you know, we're happy with the pick that we got. I'm starting to build an Abyssal here because it works well with Victor and Morgana is not building it. Also, it's gonna give me magic resist and give more damage to me. Here, Victor died before, so I'm like, you know, I'm pinging like crazy. Let's not fight until Victor is up. I do, however, go in before he's here, which is fine in my opinion. I see that he's running with home guards as well, so I'm fine with initiating right now, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see the binding hit. I'm gonna pop my Righteous Glory, go in. Hello, Jinx. That's a smack. That's an ult, and that's a flash. I should have waited with my Q so I could follow up when she flashed the inevitable flash. But this puts us in a nice scenario. We can just fight with their melees, you know, completely zoned out with Nasus going to the backline as well. And we can just mop them up here. So as you can see, even without the black shield there's just so much freedom for me to go in and make an easy pick. If they would have run a Thresh or something like that, it would have been a little bit harder, I feel. But with this comp right now, we were just yeah, it's just so much fun playing Gragas when you're able to just go in and pick and choose your engages, right? Because it gives you a lot of power. You know, you feel really powerful. You're like, now I decide to fight. And it turned out great. This Baron is going to be a little bit close because we ran around chasing Jinx and Morgana died. And I should have used my E to just jump over the wall. Instead, I have it on cooldown and I get caught out. I flash. I hope that I will get out, but it's a no-go. But we still get Baron, so it's fine. Finishing off that Abyssal, and now I'm in a really good spot. I think another magic resist item is going to be good for me now. After this, we rush this dragon. We're pretty confident. There's some wards here. They're trying to steal it. And as it turns out, I'm a noob again, and I fail smites it. Victor gets it nonetheless. But here I see that Jinx is on the other side of the wall, and I'm able to cut across in between her and her support, which is crucial. I go in with Righteous Glory, activate Surrounded, she's not going anywhere, and that's a smack Jinx. And then Tree is gonna just face check, so that's good. And all this is happening while Nasus is splitting top versus Yasuo, so that's all good. A very convincing little fight, which is gonna allow us to push both mid and top. Really good. Taking a sip of that coffee. Now, we have Baron creeps coming in. For some reason, Vayne goes like, I'm Domerifte, and goes in and dies. I don't really know why. But we're gonna just push this, and I'm gonna ignore the fact that they're trying to go for Victor and just make sure that I get 2 inhibs. 2 inhibs, even though we might get aced here, is gonna be like worth. Yasuo is like being old Yasuo, and he's like, I'm gonna duel you. I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna smack you with my barrel like that. Alright? That's what happens. And I'm not happy at all that you're the Yasuo and you just died. Anyways, after that we're pushing bottom. We could just slow push this, but as it turns out, we're able to just push through the base. You're gonna see me just poking a little bit on Nami there. That's half her HP. She's gonna heal back up. A nice Morgana biting onto Jinx, and that's it. I'm going in. There's the ult. There's the a little bit prematurely placed Q, but as you can see, I'm just standing here. I'm just being an annoyance. I'm doing persistent damage to these guys and just constantly being in their face while my team mops them up. And Victor, triple. Can we see the there it is. Beautiful, man. That's gonna be game. I highly suggest you guys picking up Gragas Jungle if you're interested in looking for another way of engaging fight. It's super interesting. It puts a lot of pressure on you. You have to hit your ults, but when you do it, it's super rewarding. So if you enjoyed this commentary, feel free to hit the like button. Also subscribe to my channel. 3 videos a week, as always. Hope you guys had a great weekend. This has been Sp4zie, and I am out. Do it!